We'll start with Dre. Okay, Dre, what was the first magic trick you ever learned?
Like when I started doing magic, or just like as a kid?
Oh, whichever one you want to tell is completely okay.
First magic trick I ever learned was how to vanish a nickel.
How to vanish a nickel.
And it was done by a substitute teacher in like 3rd grade.
Nice.
And no, it was really clever because he showed us the trick at the beginning of class. And he said, if you behave the rest of the day, I will show you how it's done. And that was the quietest class I've ever been in. Everyone wanted to learn how to vanish this nickel. And back in the day, there was no YouTube where kids will probably, whatever, I'll just go home and figure it out. But you know, this guy held it over our heads like it was the secret of life. And I think that's one of my first experiences with like how powerful that is also. Because you know how after we do a trick, a lot of things we get asked is, how'd you do it?
Yeah.
And that secret over their head, it'll just like eat away at them. So that was a really, I don't know if it was a good magic experience or bad, but vanishing a nickel, it does wonders if you're a substitute teacher.
Quite the class.
Yeah,
Quite the class.
That's what you need to do. So.
Alright, cool. Okay, what about you, Maggie? What was your very first magic trick? The one that you can think of. At least that you remember being your first magic trick.
The first one I remember was the 4 robbers.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you have the 4 jacks. I don't know if I can do it for you right now. 1, 2, the 4 jacks.
Yes,
we get what you
Yeah, that
like one robber goes like in the bottom of the building.
really? We can really, you guys.
And then one goes like near the top.
Such a diva.
No, seriously.
And then and then it's like, oh, the police are coming, and then all the jacks came up to the top to escape, I guess, of the building.
Oh. Oh.
Except for the one, he got lazy. He stayed on the bottom.
Wow. He went to the basement.
Yeah, he escaped to the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of the first. This is probably the first one that I learned. But yeah, I kind of remember it.
Probably that was a long time ago.
Oh, seriously. Okay. All right. Cool.
So, yeah. There you go.
When did you learn it? Do you remember?
I want to say I was younger than like 6. It was elementary for sure. Like probably 1st or 2nd grade.
Fetal.
What?
Sure.
I learned it in my mama's womb.
Born for it.
Born to perform.
Born to perform.
There we go.
Penguin magic. Wow. So what about you, Ninja? What was the first magic trick? Your first magic trick experience?
My first magic trick I think was the 3 columns.
Oh yeah.
You know, the one where they lay out like 15 cards and then they're gonna pick a card and then they shuffle them out and then they break them up again and somehow like they break it up and then they choose your card. You know? I think that was my first magic trick that I learned. Not that I just saw, but the first magic trick that I learned to actually figure out and how to show other people. That was my first one. And then after I kind of figured it out, I was like, wow, that trick was actually very simple, yet it got me to believe like that he can actually find my card very easily. And it's amazing what simple things can do to really, make people believe in what's going on, what's happening. And you don't have to elaborate things with the sparkles and
Sparkle.
glitter.
Mr. Sparkle!
Mr. Sparkle.
Yeah, so I think that was my first trick that I learned, and I started showing to like people that have never seen it and stuff. So yeah, I think that was it.
If you just watch.
What was that?
Do that. And then you kind of do
It's moving.
and then you get it to float.
What?
Like that.
What in the world?